Truth to Power, a chapbook by UBC Slam Poetry. Stella Zia. Stella is a first-year prospective cognitive systems major hailing from Mississauga, Ontario, the traditional territory of the Mississaugas of the Credit First Nation, the Haudenosaunee Confederacy, and the Huron-Wendat and Wyandot nations. She's graduated licensing on Substack and is on a mission to accurately appraise the human condition and her place in it. She also likes going on runs. Corey Janari Pratt. Corey Janari Pratt is a disabled queer writer born and raised on the ancestral land of the Duwamish, Squamish, and Muckleshoot peoples. They fell in love with writing when they were 10 and have been writing ever since. They partake in a variety of arts, including dance, theater, visual art, as well as writing, and are very passionate about the political power of art. They hope that you can find some piece of yourself within their works.
Carla Sawacherianga. Carla is a spoken word poet from Kampala, Uganda, who uses poetry as an art form to center truth, telling, and self-discovery. David Way. Honestly, David just thinks too much for his own good.
Madeline Vandermeer. Madeline is a first-year student at the University of British Columbia in Vancouver, although she feels most at home in Guelph, Ontario, where she grew up. Throughout the summer of 2023, Madeline worked at a small shelter near her hometown. Now she writes poetry based on her experiences there and what it means to love people like a guy named Jesus did a couple thousand years ago. Madeline's hometown, Guelph, Ontario, is located within the Between the Lakes Purchase, Treaty 3, the treaty lands and territory of the Mississaugas of the Credit. Ananya Aravindan. Ananya Aravindan is an aspiring spoken word poet who lives, works, and plays on the traditional and unceded territories of the Musqueam people, also known as Vancouver. A lifelong wanderer and hopeful romantic, Ananya's work attempts to find quiet moments of beauty in the chaotic journey of life. She is always grateful for the chance to share her work with others and hopes her poems can help you find some magic in the mundane.
Nora Kutkas. Nora is a third-year biomedical engineering student that finds her passion in music, writing, and poetry. She is from Calgary, Alberta, situated on the traditional territories of the Blackfoot Confederacy, including the Siksika, Kainai, and Pikuni peoples, the Tsuut-ina, the Yayari Nakota nations, the Otipimsquah Métis government of the Métis Nations within Alberta District 6, and all people who make their homes in the Treaty 7 region of southern Alberta. She has worked with artists including, but not limited to, Isaac Murdoch and Matt Epp, in which their song Everything We Need reached number 1 on the Canadian Indigenous music charts. Emily Kim. Emily is an aspiring elementary school teacher who loves dogs and enjoys writing poetry and music. She grew up writing music from a young age and discovered her love for poems in high school. Emily was inspired to share her original work on social media after she got positive feedback from her friends when posting covers of her singing her favorite songs. She decided to share her original music and poetry too. She hopes to always continue to share her love for the creative arts.
Kyla Lien. Kyla writes words that she hopes will make you happy. She is a student, learner, and lover of all things beautiful from Port Moody, BC, living on the stolen land of the Kwikotlam, Tsleil-Waututh, Musqueam, and Squamish peoples. Kel Ma. Kel Ma is a Chinese queer artist hailing from Vancouver, Canada, which is situated on the ancestral territories of the Musqueam, Squamish, and Tsleil-Waututh nations.
Shanaz Khan. Shanaz writes poems as a means of self-expression. After relocating from Kuwait, she has resided in Vancouver for nearly 7 years, acknowledging that it is on the traditional and ceded lands of the Coast Salish peoples, specifically the Musqueam, Squamish, and Tsleil-Waututh nations. they/she uses their creative works as a form of resistance, healing, and magic, as well as an exploration of the self and the collective. Lavender is currently completing her BA in the study of religion. A creative, witchy human, Lavender enjoys reading tarot and finding magic wherever they go. They live, create, and study on the unceded and ancestral lands of the Squamish, Musqueam, and Tsleil-Waututh peoples, aka Vancouver, Canada.